When we are between the age of 20, 25, even going into your late 20s, confidence looks very different. Confidence is a lot or solely based on your looks, trends, basically a lot of superficial things. So when you are in your 30s, you are, one, getting older. So you're starting to realize, what am I really doing with my life? Am I doing too much of something that I'm not supposed to? Am I doing too little of other things that maybe I should do more of? You begin to reflect on your life. And you begin to see if you have hobbies, if you have interests, if you have an established style, if you have good work ethic, if you have, etc., etc., etc. You begin to structure your life purposely and not just going with the flow of things. So for me, there's a couple of points that I want to touch on today to explain what I feel is important if you want to establish confidence as a woman in your 30s. So let's get right into it. Establishing hobbies and skills that you are genuinely interested in would be my number one. How good does it feel to practice a hobby like baking a few times a week and you realize you are progressing in the kitchen and you are making mistakes, but you're also making wins and making creative things to eat with your family or just by yourself? Just like anything else, it makes you feel like you are spending your time right. That you are a creative being, that you are useful, and maybe you can really do this for a while. Maybe you really enjoy this hobby and you want to continue to progress. This alone brings you a lot of confidence, especially as a woman. Being in the kitchen and being able to master things in the kitchen is something that for years, generations, in the past and in the future and in the present, has been important in a woman's life, is being able to master the kitchen. So if you can master something in the kitchen, whether it be cooking, baking, or both, you are winning. That will bring your self-esteem up. You will feel useful. Being able to feel useful while feeding others is a gift. And you will see if you give it a try or if you already are somebody that is trying to implement this in your life. Things like hobbies, maybe like playing tennis or And I'm not saying you have to play all the time. Hobbies are something that we enjoy in our leisure hours and that we do every now and then to keep us young, keep us happy, interesting. So maybe you are somebody that enjoys sports. Maybe you're someone that's active. So maybe you will enjoy playing a sport like tennis or maybe skiing or maybe any other sport that involves you moving your body. These are hobbies that you're adding on into your arsenal of things that you know how to do. And aside from having skills, now you have hobbies. You are becoming an interesting person. You are realizing like, wow, I'm a woman in my 30s and I can bake, I can cook, I can also play tennis really well, and I'm an interesting person. So if this doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what will, because these are things that the majority of the people in the world are not really able to do. Only people that are really trying to move forward in life and continue to progress and grow as a person and just be the best version of themselves and use their time completely are doing. So when you are able to establish genuine hobbies and skills that you do not have, you are in one step winning. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second point, which is self-care. We speak a lot about self-care on this channel because self-care is something that I feel like we have neglected as women in the past decade, I'd say, or maybe even longer. But I've noticed that in the past decade, self-care has really been put on the back burner, and we have not been actually taking care of ourselves. So whether it be getting your eyebrows done, putting lotion on your body, doing a deep conditioning treatment in your hair, these actions will tell you subconsciously that you mattered today. As a woman, we need to feel valued, and surprisingly, even by ourselves. Most importantly, by ourselves. The fact that we paid attention to these details will make us feel loved, cared for, polished. We are always doing for others, and sometimes we need to take a pause and do for ourselves. And not sometimes, but many times throughout the day, we should take a pause and do for ourselves. Because as a woman, you can give, and give, but we really need to give to ourselves as well if we want to continue to be in that feminine energy and continue to make the household go round, make everyone else's lives and our own lives go round. We need that love, that little extra touch of, making maybe your favorite lunch, maybe doing a body scrub that you really enjoy that smells like lavender and it's super relaxing. Some things throughout your day that tell yourself that you love yourself. This is going to keep the motor going. It's going to keep you happy. And when we are happy, we function so much better than when we are not happy. So self-care is definitely something that I would implement in my 30s if you haven't already, and really prioritize it. Don't just do self-care once every month and call it self-care. Self-care is something that I would do and that I try to do daily throughout many things that I do, whether it be doing my hair, treating my hair with a deep conditioner, like I mentioned. I wear lotion throughout the day, multiple times a day. So I remember to lotion my hands because I do a lot of washing, do a lot of cleaning. I remember to take care of my skin because I am important. I do matter. And we want to keep that energy going all day, every day, if we want to feel empowered in our 30s. Another point to touch on. This is quite important. This is quite important because I remember this feeling when I was quite younger. I would say 10 years younger, maybe in my 20s. It's building a wardrobe that you are proud of. Let me tell you, in my 20s, I was buying a striped shirt. I was buying a blue shirt, a green shirt, an orange shirt. Orange doesn't even look good on me. I didn't know how to shop. I didn't know what looked good on me, what didn't. I didn't know what colors looked good on me, what complemented my features, my hair, my skin color. I was unaware of all these things. So I would walk around sometimes and just feel like I was always comparing myself to other women that looked completely beautiful, and I just felt like I was not. I didn't understand it because I would buy clothes all the time, but everything would be like a whole different style. Everything was a different style. Everything was a different color. Things didn't coordinate well with my shoes. I just felt like something was missing. The clothes were not ugly. I'm not saying that I was dressing hideous, but the clothes were not matching what I was trying to project, if you get what I mean. What I've always wanted to project is wealth, abundance, elegance, something with a statement as well, because growing up with my mother is a big fashionista, and she really taught me about fashion. And she always is the person that shows up with like that style. You know, when she shows up to the room, everybody looks. And that effect is so beautiful. I've always loved that feeling of being able to command the room just with your statement pieces of clothes, not through showing too much, not through exaggerating, but just wearing unique pieces of clothing, hair accessories, jewelry that nobody has and that love and that they love to look at. So building a wardrobe that you're proud of in your 30s is super important because you don't want to feel like an outsider when you're with your friends or when you're with other women in their 30s who are beautiful and have access to all kinds of brands and clothing. You want to feel like you're an equal. And to do this, you have to do a little bit of reflection. So I would say having some basics, like a few quality jeans, quality blouses, dresses, coats. It really goes a long way when you buy pieces of quality clothing versus buying a whole bunch of cheap clothes that don't hold up well, don't look good, wrinkle super easily because they're so thin. You know, the stitching is like coming out because you bought it for like $10. You really want to elevate your game in this sector because what you feel good in is a whole nother emotion that it gives you, you know? So what I'm trying to say is try buying like a few quality pieces of clothing. I will give you some examples. So I have a super nice Tommy Hilfiger coat. It is puffy, it's in style, it's not very long because I don't like long coats. I feel like they're not cute. So it's up to my waist, like maybe where my jeans are, that's where it ends. And this coat goes with everything. It looks immaculate. It's like super fancy and exquisite, and it keeps me warm. Also, you want to make sure that your clothes are serving you, and you know you have a coat that keeps you warm. Because if you have a coat that doesn't keep you warm, then throw it away because I don't know why you're wearing it. And another thing is a quality jacket. I have a nice white, more like a cream colored Guess jacket that I can wear on top of blouses, shirts, with some jeans. It just elevates the style, but it's super high quality. It's super nice and thick. You know, my the stitching is really great. The buttons have beautiful detailing on them. And this jacket is going to last me a very long time, and I've had it already for 3 years. So that's another piece of clothing that, you know, I spent good money on and that is going to last me a very long time. And that doesn't go out of style because of the color. The colors are super important if you're trying to keep them for a long time. Neutrals are very nice for this because neutrals, they never go out of style. So I tend to buy Levi jeans. Levi jeans are super high quality and they make everything look beautiful. They make your shape look so nice. They're not like thin and flaccid. They're just beautiful quality jeans that they will cost you maybe $100, but you will be able to wear these jeans over and over and over again. And it's nice to have a few pairs so you don't overwear your clothes and have to wash them all the time or fade. That will be for another video talking about the care of your clothing, because we really need to take care of our clothes if we want them to last a long time, especially if we're investing in a high ticket piece of clothing. So yes, being able to build a wardrobe that you're proud of is very important at this age. I will tell you that. All right, so the next point is doing what you say you will do. And this not only applies to your public, but also to yourself. Most importantly, to yourself. So being able to wake up and say, I will get this, this, and this done, and actually doing it will allow you to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, that's a whole another level of intimacy with yourself. You will be able to confidently add tasks to your life, different tasks that you know that you will attack every single day. If you say you're going to work out every day and do it. Don't just tell yourself, oh, I'm going to work out, and then noon hits and you're like, oh, I'm feeling tired, I'm not going to do it. No, if you decided to do something that day, don't lie to yourself and try to go backwards and now go back on your word and you're not going to do it. There have been so many times, I feel like almost our whole life, or my whole life at least, I don't want to work out all the time. But I tell myself, it's not about what I feel, it's about getting it done. It's something that I have to get done. Working out is not necessarily something everyone does for fun. You know, it hurts, it's energy consuming, it's also time consuming, and it's not super enjoyable unless you're an athlete. So being able to tell myself I'm going to work out and I'm going to get it done and just doing it, that builds a sense of trust with myself. And I know, Ashley, you are that woman that even though you don't want to do it, you go and you do it, you get it done, and you don't complain, and you carry on with your day. And that holds a lot of power, let me tell you, because then you carry on that same mindset to every other aspect of your life. You start to do the same thing with the cleanliness of your house. You start to begin to do that with your hobbies, you know. Like every day I'm trying to find out more about the jewelry business because eventually I want to start my own jewelry brand and I want to manufacture my own jewelry. So this takes a lot of research and dedication, time, creativity, a lot of different things. And it's something that I told myself every day I'm going to find out a little piece of it. I'll find out bits by bits by bits and eventually put them together and be able to create something from it. So being able to trust yourself with your word is something that really gives you confidence in your 30s because you're not a woman of just empty promises. You're a woman that says what she's going to do and gets it done. Okay, so moving on to the next topic is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, that's such an interesting thing, especially as a woman, because I feel like we are always trying to set boundaries throughout our life, and it never actually works until we really understand who we are as a woman. You know, setting boundaries with yourself to begin with family members, with friends, with strangers, just setting boundaries in general. So I will start with setting boundaries with yourself. So this year I gave birth and I knew that I didn't feel good at the weight that I was at. And many people can say, oh, give yourself time. Oh, you just gave birth. Don't worry about it. Worry about it in like 6 months. But let me tell you that being overweight, and this is my personal experience and my personal opinion, because not every woman is going to feel like this. But in my personal experience, me being overweight, I was feeling so down. I was trying to fit into clothes. Like 95% of my clothes did not fit. And I had to resort to buying temporary clothes that I didn't like. So I decided I was going to begin to exercise and begin to diet down. I was going to close my mouth. I was going to stop eating so much because I was unnecessarily eating like 5-6 cookies a day on top of this, that, and the third. And it was just unnecessary and it was keeping me in a down state. So I knew I had to set boundaries for myself, and I told myself I'm going to stop overeating and I'm going to begin to walk. I would take both my kids, we would go walk, and I began to cut my calories slowly, 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 because I'm also breastfeeding my child, and I didn't want to lose my milk supply, which is something that they say could happen if you decrease your calories too quickly. So every 2 weeks, I was lowering 100 calories, 100 calories, 100 calories, until I began to see the weight loss, and weight loss, and clothes they began to fit. They began to fit, and I started to become so happy. Let me tell you, my confidence and my happiness began to return. I was not feeling so upset in that area, because when you look in the mirror and you see something that you don't recognize and you don't like and you don't feel comfortable in your body like that, it's a big downer. And it doesn't allow you mentally to continue to do other great things. So I knew that's one thing that I had to tackle. So I had to set boundaries for myself. Another thing is being able to set boundaries with other people. Me personally, I'm not somebody that drinks. So if I go to a party, like a get-together, because I don't really party nowadays, but a get-together or a family event or something like this, and someone offers me alcohol, and I tell them that I do not drink, and sometimes there will be people that want to push the alcohol on you. You simply say, no, I am clear on my goals, and I know what I want in life, and alcohol is not serving me, so I will not take any alcohol. Thank you very much. This is setting boundaries with strangers, with family members, because at the end of the day, this can come from anyone, It could also be food related. Sometimes people are wondering oh, is that all you're going to eat? Are you don't want to eat more? Here, eat this dessert. Here, have another drink of soda or something like that, and are trying to push food on you. And if overeating is not serving me, I will kindly say, no, thank you. I don't want to eat anymore. I am full. And keep it going. This is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries even when you feel pressure from the public, even when you feel pressure from family members, from friends, from anything of the sort. Know that you are a woman, a grown woman, and to be able to set boundaries and stick to them is only going to make you a stronger person, because you are able to stick to what you want, what is serving you at the end of the day. You are not always here to please others. You're not here to let go of your goals just to please others momentarily. You need to remember who you are serving. You are serving yourself, as well as trying to give back to the world, but in ways that are in accordance to your goals and your lifestyle and your beliefs. So setting boundaries is definitely a strong one in your 30s. Well, at the end of the day, I'm just saying that in your 30s, you want to show up for yourself. You want to be the best version of yourself. You want to craft your mind. You want to sculpt your life. You don't want to be that woman that's in her 30s and someone asks you do you know how to sew? Do you know how to bake? Do you know how to play a sport? And then your answer is no to everything. But you have plenty of time to be on your phone and on Instagram and looking at the makeup in Sephora. And you see where I'm going with this, right? What I'm saying is, if you are a woman that's trying to be empowered, successful, and progressive, you must be able to do more. You must be able to bring something to the table. And especially for my women that are mothers, we are teaching the next generation that they should have hobbies, interests, skills, that a cell phone or a tablet is not enough to keep you happy, that you need to have some sort of self-worth through activities and motion, movement and exercise and good habits and mannerisms. These are all things that we should be practicing if you want to be empowered in your 30s. So, ladies, we have come to the end of this video, but you can like, comment, and subscribe. I want to see what my ladies are thinking about when they see this video. So please comment down below to see what we think is confidence going into your 30s. Do you think it's something different than what I've said here today? Do you already implement these things in your life? I would love to see what other women are doing in their lives to be a positive, beautiful, elegant, progressive woman in her 30s. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.